Good morning. We have breaking news as we approach 8 o'clock this morning on a double shooting happening now.
Police tell us 2 people were shot, 1 was killed. Here's the map on your screen. This was near 29th and Eastern on the near northeast side. We have Fox 59's Tricia Hart there live at that scene with the latest information she's gathered from police. Tricia.
Good morning, Jessica. Crime scene techs just arrived here in the house. It's in the 2900 block of Eastern Avenue. What police have told us so far is that an elderly woman was shot in the arm and a man was found dead inside the house this morning.
Tricia, thank you very much. Another story breaking right now. Police are confirming a new shooting on the southeast side of Indianapolis. So far, we know that 1 person was shot on Gordon Way, and this is in the general area of Southport and Arlington, a little southeast of there.
And police there tell us that person is being taken to Eskenazi Hospital in critical condition. This just happened, so we're working together. More information. We'll keep you updated, of course, right here and at fox59.com as we learn more on this latest shooting as well. Also breaking this morning, a deadly shooting in New Orleans.
Yeah, a lot of people shot at this situation. Police say 10 people were shot in the French Quarter. Now 1 man has died. We've learned that police have arrested 2 people. The shooting happened between Iberville and Bourbon Streets, a very popular spot for nightlife there. A shooting victim who had a weapon was arrested along with another armed person. Police say that person may have been affiliated with Bayou Classic Weekend. That's 4 days of events, including a parade and college football game as well. Switching gears now to the weather. The skies are clear, but that won't last for too long. We are tracking some weather systems sort of on the horizon.
Yeah, so you want to get out and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We'll see quite a bit of blue skies, but there's a big change tonight with the rain moving in.
There really is. Tomorrow morning as you head out driving, be very careful on those roads. The last time we had widespread rain like this, we had several accidents with slide-offs and hydroplaning, so leave yourself some extra time tomorrow morning. Those roadways are going to be wet, but look at this sunrise throughout the state today. Just beautiful blue skies out there. We had a little bit of patchy fog. Visibility now down to about 2.5 miles.
Fire crews battle a house fire in Lawrence. This is in the 5300 block of Traditions Road near 52nd Street. Firefighters on the scene there told us the flames were through the roof when the crews arrived there just after 4 a.m. We're told that the house is vacant. No one was there, no one injured. It took firefighters about 30 minutes to get this under control. Still no word on what may have started that fire. Officials at the Henry County Jail had to call in backup after a fight between inmates got out of control. The jail staff couldn't get those 2 inmates to stop fighting, so they called in state police. A state trooper who was already in the area responded to help get things under control. Once that happened, then the jail was put on lockdown for the night.
They just they don't want to be locked in their cells at night. They want to be free in their day area. And that's not safe, it's not secure. They have to lock down in their individual cells.
Sheriff McCorkle says it's uncommon for state police to get involved in this type of disturbance. He adds that the fight was likely triggered by inmates having less freedom because the jail has been recently working on a number of renovations.
This morning, an armed robber is still on the run. Police in Westfield tell us a man walked into a woman's home through a garage door that had been left open. Then he showed a gun and demanded money. The woman says he hit her twice in the head with a pan and then took off, but the woman thankfully was not seriously hurt. The robber was able to get in when her husband left the home and didn't close their garage door, so a safety reminder there for everyone. The woman described the robber as a man in his early 20s, clean-shaven, medium build, about 5'10", with sunglasses and a blue hooded sweatshirt at the time. Anyone with information on this case is asked to contact Westfield Police.
There were some pepper balls that were launched into the crowd when the rock started being thrown. That seemed to subdue the crowd a little bit.
7 arrested after an anti-Trump rally last night downtown. Coming up, we'll have a look at their message and the protest that followed.
A man found shot to death in a normally quiet area on the south side of Indianapolis. What investigators know so far about his death.
And we are off to a clear start. It's chilly out there with temperatures right around that freezing mark, but we have another beautiful day on the way, and it will be slightly warmer this afternoon. And the supermoon is also coming out. I'll tell you about that coming up.
And 4 Indiana high schools compete at the Band of America's Grand National Championships. Find out which 2 Indiana schools came out on top Fox 59 Morning News at 6 starts right now.
Breaking news overnight. This was the scene in downtown Indianapolis. 7 people arrested and 2 officers hurt when protests in downtown Indy take a turn. Thousands of people were gathered protesting the incoming Trump-Pence administration when police tell us protesters threw rocks at officers.
And police forced to use pepper spray as officers' commands were ignored. Fox 59's Trisha Hart is live now downtown with the police response as Indianapolis is now added to that growing number of cities where protesters have taken their anger to the streets. Trisha, good morning.
Good morning. In this case, the rally made its way from the steps of the State House all the way down to Monument Circle. After that, police say it splintered off, and that's when groups started inciting violence, even throwing rocks at police officers. Now, but take a look at how things started earlier in the evening at around 5:30 p.m. Live downtown, Trisha Hart, Fox 59 News.
All right, Trisha, thanks so much for that update. And new this morning, we're also learning 19 protesters were arrested last night in Portland, Oregon, bringing the total number of arrests there to 50. Officials say that protest began peacefully, but later escalated when people wearing masks blocked the street and started throwing things at police. Portland police officers used distraction devices to help clear that area.
All right, we want to take a look outside right now. It's another cold morning, but it should stay dry and sunny to end the weekend. The question now is, will we see any kind of warm up during the week, or will the temperatures keep dropping? I think we dropped below 30 degrees this morning.
Yeah, it's pretty chilly out there. But the good news is we do have a warm up on the way overall through the work week. We're even looking at upper 60s.
And the days have been really nice.
They really are, tracking that warm up through the rest of your work week. I'll tell you how warm it's going to get coming up.
All right, Brittany, thank you so much. It is 6:05 right now. New this morning, a man is shot and killed on the south side of Indianapolis. This shooting happened around 10:30 last night in the 3000 block of Dunster Street. That's near Madison between County Line and Stop 11. Police tell us the 38-year-old man was hit multiple times. So far this morning, his name has not been released and there is no suspect information yet. But anyone with information about this shooting is asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number, 317-262-TIPS.
Police are looking for a driver who left the scene of a crash that left 2 people in critical condition with a young child in one of the cars. IMPD says the man was speeding in a Corvette on New York Street around 10 o'clock last night when he hit another car. Witnesses say the man driving the Corvette ran off after the crash. His passenger was left critically injured. A woman in the other car was also badly hurt, but the child in that car was not seriously injured. Then, as that woman was being rushed to the hospital, the ambulance she was in T-boned a taxi. No one was hurt in this crash, and it's still not clear why the crash involving the ambulance happened. Police are still looking for the driver who caused that first crash, then ran away.
A Johnson County man is now facing a misdemeanor charge after police say he accidentally shot his neighbor. The shooting happened last month in the 1700 block of 125 West in Franklin. Police say Donald Ethan Lawless was teaching his son about gun safety during target practice when a bullet hit a neighbor in the knee. He's now charged with misdemeanor criminal recklessness. Police are investigating a burglary on the near east side of Indianapolis. They say someone broke into a home by turning off the power and taking apart an alarm. The home was targeted Friday in the 1900 block of North Parker Avenue. The homeowner there told police he came home from picking his kids up from school. He found the power turned off and that alarm taken apart. Several electronics, he said, were also taken.
The family of the Indiana soldier who died at Fort Hood, Texas, is working to make sure no other family endures what they had to go through. 19-year-old Private Dakota Stump went missing October 10th. Then he was found dead just last week in a car still on the base, 24 days after he went missing. His family is now working with lawmakers to create Dakota's Law, which would improve the search protocols at military bases across the country.
We need this support right now in trying to get Dakota's Law passed, and we have a lot of good people behind us.
Family members say they've been in touch with Governor and now Vice President-elect Mike Pence. They hope he can help to push through Dakota's Law at the national level. Fort Hood officials say they're still investigating Stump's death. Well, college is expensive, but today, College Goals Sunday, which means your student can get free help filling their FAFSA. More than 30 locations in central Indiana will host this event, including 18 Ivy Tech locations. They'll have people there to help college-bound students apply for financial aid for free. The event is from 2 till 4 this afternoon. We have all the locations at fox59.com/links.
Foodies are in for a treat today. Today you can sample more than 100 food and drinks from local eateries, breweries, and wineries. This is all at the Taste of the South Side. General admission opens from 4:30 until 7 tonight. This is at Primo Banquet and Conference Center on East National Avenue in Indianapolis. Tickets for that event are $40.
Well, it's starting to look a lot like the holiday season, not just at Brittany Rainey's house, but also 200 electrical workers strung more than 4,000 lights on the Soldiers and Sailors Monument for the Circle of Lights downtown. The holiday tradition has been happening in the Circle City since 1962. The annual Circle of Lights will be down on Monument Circle Friday, November 25th from 6 till 8 p.m. A lot of decorations going up already.
So fun, yep.
Coming up next on Fox 59 Morning News, a safety alert you need to know about.
Find out which smoke detectors and carbon monoxide devices are being recalled this morning. Also, a unique business opens for women, combining cars and hair. We'll explain how it works and what the goal is.
Plus, an update on a deadly explosion at a U.S. base in Afghanistan. We now know Americans were among those killed, and we have new information about that attack.
We have another beautiful afternoon on the way. A lot of sunshine out there, and temperatures are going to be a little bit warmer. We have a nice long dry stretch and warmer temperatures through the work week. We're even looking at upper 60s. I'll tell you which days are looking to be the warmest and windiest coming up.
At least 20 people are dead in a mass shooting in Orlando, Florida. More than 40 more injured. Police investigating this, they say, as an act of domestic terrorism. We have the very latest on this breaking news coming up throughout this morning.
Also new overnight, a driver crashes into a pond. Rescuers rush in for a dramatic rescue, but one person did not make it out alive. We've got new information we're learning this morning about this tragic crash.
And we are looking at a hot and humid afternoon once again today, but we have a cold front moving in, so some areas could also wake up to some thunderstorms in just a little bit. I'll have a look at your full forecast coming up.
And the Relay for Life event here in Speedway underway. Just behind me, you can see tents, people walking. They have been at it since 10 a.m. yesterday. We're going to talk about the huge effort here to raise money for Relay for Life.
To our breaking news now out of Orlando, Florida this morning, a deadly mass shooting situation.
At least 20 people are dead. Dozens more are injured from gunfire erupting at a gay nightclub in Orlando.
Orlando police and the FBI just held a news conference about a half hour ago saying that this is being investigated as an act of domestic terrorism. The FBI is involved and many other law enforcement agencies as well. Investigators say that an officer did shoot and kill a single gunman. They say he appeared to be organized and well prepared. The deadly shooting happened around 2 o'clock this morning at the Pulse nightclub.
Police say an officer engaged in a shootout initially outside the club, and then that gunman ran inside the club. That's what turned into a hostage situation. So then police rushed into the club, breaking down a door with an armored vehicle, and killed that gunman. We're told the gunman not from the Orlando area.
And the club posted a message on their Facebook page as this was developing that said, "Everyone get out of Pulse and keep running." Police say at least 9 officers were initially involved. One of them was injured. Witnesses are now speaking out about those terrifying moments.
It was just one after another, after another, after another. And it could have lasted a whole song. I mean, because after everybody was out, the shootings were still going and the cops were yelling, "Go, go, clear the area, clear the area."
Right now, a large police presence is still there, as you can imagine, as investigators try to figure out exactly what happened here. They're asking for the public's help to put together a timeline of what occurred leading up to this mass shooting. Family and loved ones are turning up at local hospitals now, trying to get word on the fate of their loved ones. And again, this mass shooting in Orlando, at least 20 people killed, dozens more injured, and the suspected shooter was killed by police. We'll continue to follow this breaking news for you on this possible act of terrorism and bring you any updates. But right now we're going to get to our local news here in central Indiana. And of course, that's going to involve the weather that we're having this weekend. We saw 90s yesterday.
Developing as that front sags south through the state today. And we're also tracking more rain chances through the upcoming week and to return to normal temperatures. I'll have a look at that 7-day forecast coming up.
Brittany, thank you. At 8:04 now, new this morning, a deadly crash on the west side near the airport. The call came in just before 2 o'clock this morning. Police tell us a man was thrown out of his car. He was pronounced dead at the crash scene. A female also in the vehicle was taken to Methodist Hospital. Police say they're not sure yet who was driving. Investigators do say they don't think alcohol was involved.
And a dramatic scene on the west side of Indianapolis this morning as rescuers rush in to save two people from a pond after the car they were in ran down into the water. This morning we are learning that one man has died as a result. Just after 9:30 last night, emergency crews were called to the Mariners Village apartments on the west side. Frantic bystanders jumped into the water to help, but police say this made the rescue difficult, and IMPD officers were called in to assist with the crowd control. This is after a vehicle ran down into the water. A 17-year-old girl made it out of the car and back to shore. She was taken to St. Vincent Hospital. The 18-year-old driver, a man, was rescued from the water after being under the water for about 40 minutes. He was unconscious at the time, taken to the hospital, and was pronounced dead there. The vehicle was found about 25 feet from the shore, covered in 6 feet of water.
The car reversed into the pool on accident. It was an accident. The woman that was involved, she got out the pool and swam away.
Thank God that the girl came out safe.
This morning, investigators are still trying to figure out the cause here, why the driver crashed that vehicle into that pond. Also, 2 people are dead, 3 injured after several different shootings this weekend. The first on the west side, the second on the near west side, and another in Speedway. All of these shootings happened yesterday within 9 hours. The first near 12th and North Centennial. 42-year-old Jason Breeden was shot and killed by his neighbor. Family and police say that the 2 men had argued right before that shooting. Now Michelle Marion is grieving for her brother, a father of a 14-year-old boy.
He was being taught values, how to earn his money. Now he has no father. This man just took someone's life.
The other shootings from this weekend, another shooting started with an argument at the Checkered Flag Tavern on the west side of Indianapolis. Actually, on the west side of Indianapolis. That left 1 man dead, 2 others seriously hurt. A third shooting was in Speedway. Police found a man in his 30s with gunshot wounds, seriously injured. All of these cases are still under investigation. And an emotional day at the Relay for Life in Speedway as cancer survivors, those who have lost their battle, those who are still fighting it, are remembered and celebrated.
And everyone there has one goal, and that's to find a cure for cancer. And Fox 59's Jillian Deem joins us now live from Speedway with a look at their efforts. Jillian, good morning to you.
Good morning, Jessica and Zach. Yeah, Relay for Life is always...
All right, coming up on Fox 59 Morning News, we're learning more about the person who shot and killed singer Christina Grimmie.
We'll have what police know about his intentions to kill. That violence also out of Orlando.
And you may want to wash your hands after this story. There's a new yuck factor to think about, getting more people to wash their hands. We'll show you.
And you aren't going to want to forget the sunblock today. It's going to be another hot and humid afternoon, but temperatures are going to be just a couple of degrees cooler than yesterday. Already at 86 by 2 p.m. and then highs topping out near 87 here in Indiana at times. It'll feel close to about 95 to 97 degrees, so definitely stay hydrated. And some areas could even see some thunderstorms this afternoon. I'll have a look at Futurecast coming up.